know that I won't surrender, so they fear me as a contender. When I fight, they always remember, yeah. I will be known, I won't let go, I will not stop, I will be great. I will be known, I won't let go, I will not stop, I will be great. 'Cause we came here to conquer, like we're monsters. We can last much longer, we do this for honor. We came here to conquer, like we're monsters. And we can last much longer, we do this for honor. I am a hunter, I've been filled with demons and hunger. I am the thunder, I command the masses in numbers. Look at the fear in their eyes, this is what happens when you are surprised. It's time to meet your demise, just call me Zeus and look to the sky. Everything's amplified, no they cannot deny, I will be rectified. If you dissect me, find scar tissue left behind, injuries that define me to my core. They'll hear me roar like never before, the pain I absorbed, it's feeding my core. I'm hard to ignore, I'll beat down your door. If you wanted war, well then you got war. And they know that I won't surrender, so they fear me as a contender. When I fight, they always remember, yeah. I will be known, I won't let go, I will not stop, I will be great. I will be known, I won't let go, I will not stop, I will be great. 'Cause we came here to conquer, like we're monsters. We can last much longer, we do this for honor. We came here to conquer, like we're monsters. Watch out, cause I'm here now and I'm staying. Claws out just to fight that I've been craving. I know there's something inside of me, but it's been masked by fear and anxiety. But no more, I'ma break out of the chain. Let's go! I'm waking up, this ain't enough. All of my dreams were starting to rust, but I believe that I can adjust. Positive thoughts, I'm starting to trust. Nothing's deserved unless you work. Something of worth requires an urge. I have been hurt by those at their worst, but that gave me will, some power, a surge. And they know that I won't surrender, so they fear me as a contender. When I fight, they always remember, yeah. I will be known, I won't let go, I will not stop, I will be great.
Oh. Help us, Aaron.
We lost our green screen here.
Yeah. There we go. I found it. We're back.
Dude, your hat.
Right?
Coming out orange.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
Overtime Arkansas. Finally here.
All right.
What time is it? About 10:30?
Yeah. After 10:43.
10:43. But that's all right. We got a bunch of highlights, a bunch of stuff for you. Go ahead, Brad. Take it away.
Yeah, we're going to make this we're going to try to make it happen, but we've got I know one guest we got Cash Flanagan, Desert
Yes.
Desert quarterback.
Big win.
Maybe the biggest game of the I say biggest game. Maybe the biggest win. I don't know exactly.
They might think hazing, but
Yeah.
Mark Tree really playing great ball
Yeah.
right now. So
66-64, I guess the wildest
Wow.
win. That's
Yes.
that's where I'm
That's
trying
a
to
good
get
one.
right there.
Yeah.
The wildest win of the night. We got 66-64. Not Mark Tree, but Desark wins
winning.
over Mark Tree. We're going to go to Cash Flanagan, and we're going to talk to him, quarterback of Desark. They've only got one loss on the year. That was a good Carlisle team.
yes, very good card.
They played number 2 Mark Tree. They were able to knock them off tonight. Let's go to our main scoreboard tonight, as these are the 9 games that we were watching tonight, the biggest games of the night for us. You've got Mills and Pine Bluff, 27-21. Little Rock Mills wins, and that was a big game there.
A huge one.
And that was one
Number
for
6 versus
4
number 4.
or 5A Central supremacy, possibly.
Right.
I mean, Robinson's got a hand in that.
I mean, Mills going to
Right.
Pine Bluff, getting it done in 2 overtimes. I mean, that's huge. We had a lot of people in Pine Bluff thinking They ought to be ranked higher, and I understand that. And they had a good
Everybody
chance
thinks they should be
tonight.
ranked higher.
Exactly, right. But Pine Bluff 6, Mills was 4, a top 6 matchup, and Mills gets it done in overtime at the Bluff. I mean, that's a big time win. That puts another little feather in the cap for Mills on this season, saying that they're a serious contender here.
That's
in
right.
The 5A.
That's right. So keep looking at those scores real quick as keep talking about those scores, Duran.
So we've got we've already went over Desert. They get the big win over Mark Tree, and now, was that an overtime game as well?
Yes, it was 2 overtimes.
Okay, Prescott, big win over Folk, 54-14. Falk, sorry, and DeWitt 25-6 over Crossett. Malvern 31-0 over Ashdown. Morrilton 28-25 with the victory over Whitehall, and that was a big time. That's a big win for Morrilton. Whitehall playing really good football. Morrilton right there with them, and Morrilton squeezed out the win at home. Charleston 14-7 over Mansfield. Mansfield, our number 10 team in our rankings. Charleston just right outside the top 10. They get it done, and that was going to set up a big one next week as Mansfield has Boonville, but now
it's big
Mansfield
it's
drops.
still big.
Oh,
I mean, you're talking about one
big.
loss in the conference for Mansfield, but boy, I know they were really filling their oats. And of course, I don't know if you know that area very well, but that Charleston Boonville area, everybody wants to beat Charleston and Boonville so bad.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got Mansfield in there, Hackett, Lavaca. They all definitely want to get those big wins over Boonville and Charleston. A couple of others on that big-time scoreboard is Camden Fairview 40-14 over Magnolia. Magnolia coming off a big victory last week. Who was it they took down? Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but it was a surprise, whoever they beat.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look there. Actually, didn't they not get beat last week? I thought that was the surprise.
Yeah. No,
Camden Fairview beat them, right?
I'm thinking of, Camden Fairview wins big. I was thinking of Maumelle. Maumelle beat somebody last week, not Magnolia. I apologize.
Yep.
And 52-14, Cabot over. Did I read that right? 52-14, Cabot over Conway? That can't be right. We might have had that one backwards. So.
Conway over Cabot, 52-14.
Right. Conway, been our number 1 team in the state
From
in 7A.
From week 1, don't forget that.
Yeah, that's true. We've had them there. You called it. Buck James went over. He took over a team that had a lot of guys back, and just big-time win over Cabot, 52-14. We'll get that reversed for you.
What we're going to do here pretty quick is we're going to go to a quick break, and we're going to get Cash Flanagan from Desark on. We've also got highlights from Pottsville. We've got highlights from, I believe – well, I don't want to say I believe because I've got to go look at them again. But I think Mansfield's one of them, Mansfield-Charleston. They're one of them. We've got some things that we're going to do. Stay with us here on Overtime Arkansas. We'll be back here in just a few moments with Desart quarterback Cash Flanagan.
There comes a time in all of our lives when we need the help of legal services. Well, let Leah Jacobs at Heirloom Legal at 425 North Church Street in Atkins be your go-to when you are needing assistance. If you're needing a will or a trust, maybe you're helping an elder parent with Medicaid issues, or planning on opening a brand new business, maybe you have another legal need. Jacobs can help you plan your next step. That's Heirloom Legal, helping families build and protect their legacy through estate, elder, and business planning. Call 501-819-2553, and walk-ins are welcome.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but we know there's growth in the journey. At ATU, we value this moment because here, nature becomes your classroom. So breathe it in. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Back here on Overtime Arkansas, Brad Caldwell, Duran Miller, right here. Appreciate you watching here all over the state of Arkansas. Got a lot of compliments on the show. Everybody seems to like it. We're going to go right now to a big winner. We got Des Arc's quarterback, Cash Flanagan, as the Des Arc Eagles win over the Mark Tree
Indians.
There you go. Thank you.
It's simple.
Man, it's so hard to keep
The
up
tree's
with
pointing
everybody.
right towards Arkansas River.
Okay, all right.
Okay, anyway.
So, Cash, tell us a little bit about that big victory that you guys had over the Mark Tree Indians.
I mean, we were up 22-8 right before halftime, and then we scored again. We were up 30-8, and going into halftime, they scored, and then we threw an interception, and it was returned all the way back, pick six, and that put them back in the ball game. And then the whole second half was a battle. And whenever we went to overtime, our coach told us this is where dogs are made. And he said, y'all just make it happen. And he put us in the position. He gave us the right plays and keep driving your feet. And in the end, we came out on top. They were a talented team. They were fast. They were really fast. Their running back number one, TJ or KJ Hodges, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kid's an athlete. He's a sophomore, and he was an athlete. I'll give the kid that. He could run the ball hard. Whenever he got out in space, it was hard to catch him.
Yeah, I would say that. Mark Tree has been a team that we've been looking at. Of course, Des Arc is as too. You know, we were at the Carlisle game, watching you guys. Y'all guys played a tough game against Carlisle. I know it's always hard to go over there and beat them. That's a good team over there at Carlisle. You guys have proved to be a pretty good team tonight as well by going to Mark Tree and winning that ball game.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Tell us. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you know, that's two big wins this year. Close games. You took down Hazen, you know, after the big loss last year. I know that was huge for you. Carlisle got y'all, but tonight a big victory against Mark Tree. Do you have any stats in the game, individual top stats, Cash?
I know. I think I had 5 or 6 touchdowns. I don't know how many yards I had.
Did Bell have a big night as well?
Yes, sir. I think he had 3 or 4 touchdowns of his own. He had a 70, 80-yard run.
Wow.
And he made some crucial plays in crucial moments. And so did Walker Harris. He hasn't really shown his full potential in tonight in big moments. Whenever we needed him to make something happen, he made things happen. And he stuck his nose in there and got the yards we needed and punched it in the end zone a time or two, I think.
Yes, sir. That's sounds like an all-around great performance by you guys and a huge win.
Hey, who do y'all got next week?
We have Clarendon, sir.
Clarendon. Okay. And tell us just about the rest of your schedule. Who knows? We may have come over there. Who knows?
I mean, we've got Clarendon, and hopefully that'll be a good victory we can get. As long as I've been in senior high, we've beat them my freshman year, and sophomore year we got beat really bad. That was Quincy McAdoo's senior year, and he had a heck of a. My junior year, we lost to him right in the end of the game. We had a fumble on the 12-yard line, driving it in, and we couldn't ever get that back. And this is a really important game to us because, especially to me, I've never really beaten them. And then we got Cross County the next week, and then we got EPC right after that with Dennis Gaines, and y'all know the athlete he is.
And then you got McCrory after that, right? In the last game against McCrory?
Yes, sir. That's our senior night.
You guys have one heck of a schedule.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And our conference is, in my opinion, I think we probably have the hardest conference in 2A.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's right. I would say that you could probably compare, at least, team for team, competition-wise, you could probably compare it to most of them, a lot of them around the state.
Right. Yeah, it is a great conference, and that's an extremely tough schedule. And who was it we heard tonight? It was EPC, wasn't it?
EPC got a big win. Yeah, got a big win tonight.
And McCrory as well. I think that's what it was. Cross County, wasn't it?
EPC.
Somebody beat up on Cross County pretty good.
EPC did.
Okay.
So
So no easy games from here on.
Yeah, McCrory got a big win last week against Cross County, and I think it was overtime, double overtime.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So anyway, you're right.
Our conference, you got to play every night to the best you can. You've got to show up and show out because you can lose to any of these teams on any given night.
So my question is, I know that you're trying to win the conference. I mean, that Carlisle loss was an out of conference loss, even though you guys are 25 miles apart or whatever it is.
Yes, sir.
But you guys have got to be thinking about conference because not only could you get the 1 seed and be at home for a game or two, but if you're the 2 seed as well, you at least get a home game that first game. So I know you guys got to be thinking about that as well.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Whenever the bracket came out, we were pretty happy because of the 1 seed from our conference. If you're the 1 seed, you're home all the way through the playoffs.
Oh,
right. Right. So that makes a game like tonight against Mark Tree even a bigger victory when you know that you've got that, that opportunity.
And Earl 2 weeks ago, that's a big game because they've got some athletes and they can squeak out wins here and there. They might some night beat Cross County or Mark Tree or any one of them teams, and us having the head-to-head win over them helps a lot. Beating them puts you in a better position to get the 1 seed.
There are going to be some teams that are in your conference that are good. They're going to be left out of the playoffs. Only top 4 and 2A go, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, we've got 5 or 6 good teams in our conference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So somebody's staying home, and, that's a shame. But, I mean, it's what football is all about. I mean, it's the playoffs,
It's one of those things where the 5th team in that conference might be better than the top 3 in all other conferences.
Oh, yeah, or even top 2 in some instances.
Right. So very tough conference slate, but y'all definitely got another feather in the cap tonight with that win. And like you said, against Earl a couple weeks ago. Mark Tree, we had number 2. Y'all are number 4 at the moment, so it looks like y'all will be moving up a little bit. And great victory, Cash.
We love to see that, but it was a good game. And, I mean, like last year, we played EPC in overtime. We played Hazen in overtime beginning of this year. And tonight we went into double overtime. And those games right there, those are the ones you really look back on because those are tough wins and everybody's tired. And it's just who can tough it out the most.
All right.
And you got to make some big plays and big moments. And I'm glad that we were the team that did that tonight.
Well, Cash, number 1, thanks for coming on and talking.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes
we give guys, they don't talk much.
Exactly, but we appreciate it. Well, we watching you guys, see what's going on. Who knows, we may show up over at Desark sometime soon.
All right, yes, sir. I'll be glad to see y'all.
All right, appreciate it. Cash Flanagan, Desark High School Eagles. Desark Eagles winning a ball game over there in the 2A, big one over there in the 2A. That's a huge win there, like you said. And like he said, you're talking about
number 2 team.
You're talking about that conference is so tough. Yes. Any loss is a major deal in that conference. McCrory, Cross County, Mark Tree, EPC, Desark. I mean, somebody is going to be left out of the playoffs. Right. So, anyway, let's go to you got the 5A updated. Is that what we're going to? Where are we going to, Mr. Producer? Okay. I'm taking it. Okay.
You lead the way.
Okay, give me the 7A real quick. Let's go 7A. We got the updated score there. We got Conway over Cabot, 52-14. Bryant wins big over Little Rock Central, 45-6. Fayetteville, 45-31 over Fort Smith Southside. That's a big win for Bentonville West there. At Rogers, 31-25. That's massive. And then, Bentonville put 84 tonight up on Heritage. That's a big win there for the Bentonville Tigers. Let's go to 6A. Our top 10, you had Greenwood had a bye tonight. Little Rock Christian comes out with a 51-0 win. They are playing very well. I'm looking forward to that Little Rock Christian and Greenwood ball game coming up very soon. Pulaski Academy beats Siloam Springs 60-13. Benton takes on Greene County Tech and wins 63-7. Benton's playing really well right now. Marion bounces back after their loss to Benton, 56-35 over Searcy. West Memphis 43-10 over El Dorado. Little Rock Catholic over Sheridan by 2 touchdowns. And Lake Hamilton Greenbrier, we don't have a score for them. Let's go to 5A real quick. On the 5A side of things, you got Parkview beating Hope 56-6. You got Shiloh Christian over Harrison, 55-25 Shiloh Christian. You know, we talk a lot about Parkview, but Shiloh Christian is for real.
Yeah, I mean, they thumped Conway Christian earlier this year, and or Little Rock Christian.
Little Rock Christian.
Yes, and I mean that was a huge victory. Little Rock Christian is a great team, and I mean, wasn't it them that took down PA hard a couple weeks ago?
Yes,
big time win.
Yeah,
and, Shallow's they're for real this
for
year.
real.
Which we've done a few games at Shallow over the years. We were there when they played Page, Oklahoma, a few
the
years
very
ago.
first game we ever did.
Yes, and that program always been a good program, but they've really got it going right now.
So we got Robinson over Maumelle. That wasn't final. Maybe we'll track down a final there. Mills and Pine Bluff. Mills beats Pine Bluff 27-21. Mills bounces back after the loss to Maumelle.
That was the
last
game
week.
I was talking about. Maumelle took down Mills. That was a big upset.
And that's right. And we've got Valley View over Wynn 35-3. Hot Springs beats DeQueen 39-0. Magnolia wins over Camden Fairview 40-14. Morrilton beats Whitehall 28-25, and Southside over Brooklyn 38-0. All right, Mr. Producer, we're going to go to our highlights tonight. Let's get to our game of the week. Oh, go to Maine. Go to the main one, and then go to game of the week there, which is Glen Rose and Bismarck. Hit that. Nope. You're okay. You're okay. Breathe. Okay. There you go. We had Glen Rose versus Bismarck. Go ahead and fade that over. And you can see that was our game of the week tonight. And, man, I'll tell you what, Duran, we found a new guy, man. He balanced tonight, 21 carries, 198 tonight.
2 touchdowns. They did a great job on him in the second half, but he was too much in the first half alone. And that guy, we're going to have to find out more information on Mr. Heath Balance, because he's definitely a dude that can play on the next level.
Ooh, and I'll tell you, violently running, man.
He cuts in the hole as well as anybody. He's got a good size to him, and he's got the speed. He's got the breakaway speed as well. He's one of those dudes that hits the hole full speed, and he can cut on a dime. So.
Very, very impressed with Glen Rose tonight. Glen Rose has a lot of kids. We have them, I believe, at 8th coming into the week. They lost a couple early, and that's the thing about these rankings. So you play, especially those first 3 weeks of the year. You play those out of conference teams. You don't know how good this team is going to be in conference. That team is going to be in conference until they actually get into conference and they actually play. And then all of a sudden, you've got a team like Glen Rose who drops a couple early. The Malvern loss was rough. They got beat pretty good. And then all of a sudden, hey, we're back in conference. And then these Glen Rose Beavers look good.
I mean, they're 3A, Malvern's 4A, but the team we saw tonight could play Malvern a decent game. I'm not saying they would beat Malvern. I'm not saying that at all. But this team that showed up tonight, this Glen Rose team, was ready to go. And they impressed us big time. And they are a for real problem for everybody else in the 3A.
Now, this is one of the top games in 3A
I would love
tonight.
to watch them against the Boonville.
Oh, boy, you're right about that. And we're going to go to our 3A scoreboard right now as we go over to that. You see, we got Prescott over Fout 54-14. Boonville takes a 41-14 win over Greenland. That I guarantee they cruised in that one. Salem 38-27 over Melbourne. We don't have a Hoxie score because they have a bye. Harmony Grove wins 56-13 over Rising. Boy, Rising, they miss Clay Toddy this year, don't they? There's a big one right there, probably the biggest one of the night, 3A. Center Point beats Magnet Cove 41-40. Magnet Cove is in with Bismarck. Hey, Bismarck, keep your head up, guys. You're a good team. You played a really good team tonight. Glen Rose 33-14. Walnut Ridge wins 49-0 over Piggott. Walnut Ridge is for real. And then you've got that Mansfield-Charleston score there that you see. 14-7 Charleston over Mansfield. Let's go to the highlights of the Pottsville and the CAC ball game. Let's do that real quick.
And this was a big one in 4A tonight. Number 8 team in our polls, the CAC Mustangs.
Yeah.
Taking on Pottsville, a team just right outside the top 10.
Like number 11 or something.
Right, somewhere in there. Yeah. And, what a game. Back and forth. CAC's defense struggles this year. They have one of the best offenses in 4A especially. And just back and forth. Do we want Have we talked about that? We haven't really shown our 4A scoreboard yet. So
No, we'll get
let
to
this
it.
play out a
We'll
little
get
bit.
Yeah, let's take a look. And I'm going to tell you something. The guy, no, don't go to it just yet. You got it ready. You're pulling it up. So I'll tell you a guy that nobody talks a lot about right now, and that is Miller Mahan.
Mm-hmm.
Miller Mahan is for real.
Is this stud quarterback for Pottsville?
Okay, now think
They
about
run a
this.
wing tee, but
This
he
is
can throw it.
That's right. 44-43 was the final score. Mahan went toe-to-toe with Grayson Wilson, and they had Razorback commitment. Now, Wilson come out on top, but that game you could play. Right, exactly. That game could have went either way. You just, either way it would have happened.
CAC is so loaded. Wilson is a junior. He's got 4 freshman wide receivers, Jacob Henry, Jackson Hampton, Josiah Warrior Benson, and Hudson Ritchie. They're all sophomores. I'm telling you right now, it's either Henry or Hampton. I think it's Hampton.
Yeah.
He's already like 6'2", 205. I mean, this dude could grow into a SEC tight end before it's said and done. We'll see. But they are loaded in that offense. I kind of said this last year. It might be the best offense in the conference this year. And next year, I definitely think they're going to be. But Pottsville's got a big junior class. They're going to have a lot of good guys returning. So we're going to see another big battle with those two next year for sure.
That's right. So
next week, Pottsville's got Lamar. It don't get any easier for them. But they do get them at home. So that's a good thing for Pottsville to have them at home again. And but CAC, big win at Apache Stadium.
So here's the question. Who's going to beat Harding Academy? And I know Malvern's going to say we can. Elkins is going to say we can. They got a 62-7 win tonight. Warren is another one. Now, I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but I'm going to tell you that top 4 to me is 4 that really have kind of lifted themselves above the rest.
I agree.
Maybe I'm wrong when I say that.
Rivercrest, DeWitt, they're kind of right there on the outside looking in. You can maybe throw Monticello in there, but yeah, I agree with you. Harding, Malvern, Elkins, Warren, I think is the top 4.
Now, here's the surprise team of 4A right now, the DeWitt Dragons. The DeWitt Dragons, 25-6 over Crosset. Now, we had a lot of Crosset people that were saying, now hold on here. Let's just hold on to our pants here. They were saying, we need to be in the top 10 even though we lost last week. Now, don't get me wrong. Look, Crosset's a good team.
They are.
Okay?
They're really talented.
They're really talented. In fact, I'm looking at the 4A4, and I'm thinking this CAC, Pottsville, possibly Crosset, Monticello, second-round matchup here.
Right.
That's going to be a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a fun one. We might have to find ourselves that ball game for sure. But that's crystal ball type stuff there. But anyway, I feel like that DeWitt team right now is showing themselves to be a team that is just a surprise across the state. Another surprise across the state. I love Coach Cody, man. I'm telling you. Another surprise is Monticello. Monticello wins tonight 34-30 over Hamburg. You see the Pottsville CAC score. And you got Ozark, big winners over Lincoln tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying Ozark, they're not a top 10 team, but I think that tonight they really showed.
Showed they are. We had them number 9. We had Lincoln creep up in our top 10 a couple weeks back.
That's right.
They've lost a couple since then, but man, Ozark. We kind of thought going against Boonville earlier this year how I know it's 4A versus 3A, but I kind of felt like Ozark really played Boonville well, and that kind of let me know that they kind of look up a little bit from what I've been hearing about Boonville at the time. So, big victory.
Big victory in 4A there. Okay, let's go to a quick break. And speaking of 4A, Highland and Blytheville took on each other tonight. I'm going to get Alan Russell on the phone. He was at Blytheville tonight talking, and he's going to talk about that win tonight, and we'll check him out in just a moment.
All right.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
All right. Here we are. We're back here on Overtime Arkansas. We've got the tall one.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is tall. Alan
Mr.
Russell.
Mark Tree himself.
That's right. How tall are you? How tall are you, Alan? How tall?
I'm 5'7".
Shoot.
About 6'4" at least.
I'm 6'7".
I was about to say,
Oh wow.
you're 5'7" down on your knees, maybe. Anyway,
Man, I was on the edge of my seat all night, going back and forth with
Right.
Randy, DA and Mark Tree guys,
Yeah.
and man, that was a tough one. That was a tough one.
yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about what happened tonight.
In our school's history against Desark, though, it was just it hadn't been good. So that was finally, to lose by 2, I guess, is a moral victory in some way.
Right now, were you at Blytheville tonight? Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was out at Blytheville.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that one.
That was a good one. It was a good football game. Blytheville jumped out on them early, 20-0 at halftime, and then there were some halftime adjustments made by Sterling Stowers over at Highland. Come back, made it a competitive football game, and really went to the power run in the second half. Kind of slowed it down. Blytheville had to adjust to that, and yet Higher did towards the end. And Blytheville was just too talented. Really, they got talent all over the field.
Yeah.
A team we got to look at real serious in that 4A.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are a very good team. Man, there's a lot of teams in the 4A that are
4A is pretty
making
deep.
they're making their case. We get people on these rankings all the
mad.
time.
You
They're
get so
telling
mad,
us
man.
it's personal. It's not
Right.
personal. There's a lot of
No.
good teams in 4A. There's a lot of good teams in 5A.
Right.
So I mean,
Right, absolutely, and that's going to happen when you're ranking. Town pride gets involved and things like that. I noticed the CrossFit DeWitt put it on CrossFit tonight, but the one that stands out to me, Brad, everybody's been high on Magnet Cove, and they lose the center point tonight.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
yeah,
Big
I know
upset.
it. That's
Big
a big
upset.
one. That's a big one for sure.
And isn't it Bismarck that goes to
Magnet Cove,
Magnet Cove next week,
So
right.
that's that sets up a big matchup in this conference. I'll tell you what, Glen
Bismarck looked
Rose
pretty good,
tonight.
but Glen Rose are great.
Glen Rose is a really good team. Really good team.
Absolutely, it's been battle tested. That's a battle tested football team, and they're going to come out in their conference, man. I figured they would, and to be real about it, they've owned Bismarck in recent years. But Bismarck had showed strides this year that this could be the year that they finally get over that hump and beat Glen Rose. But the Beavers just proved, man, they're just too much.
Oh, they're fantastic, man, and we were very, very impressed with them as they won tonight, big 33-14. Although there was a lot of fight out of Bismarck in the second half, and Heath Balance is a kid that a lot of people aren't talking enough about. Almost 200 yards rushing tonight, and he didn't actually have that many in the second half. I think he went into halftime
170 something.
178 or something like that. Bismarck did a good job on him in the second half.
Right. But he's a stud. Have you heard about him, Alan?
Yeah, Glen Rose running back.
Yes.
Yeah, we heard. There's been some messages into the page about him. I mean, he dominated the football game tonight, huh?
He was one of a few. Glen Rose has got a lot of people they can give the football to.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
Good.
watch out. That
Yep.
might be one to might be their year.
That's right.
Well, we talked about the cream of the crop in 4A, and Glen Rose definitely one of the teams that's moving up big time.
Yes,
They
sir.
looked really good tonight.
In that 3A, Mansfield. I always think about that one, Brad. I kept looking for it to get away, but they hung right in there with Charles.
Mansfield's a good football team. They're probably sitting at third in that conference now, but still a good football team. And that every year, it's Charleston, it's Boonville, and then it's the next one that comes in. But I really think that Mansfield showed themselves well tonight. They didn't win the ball game, but they played hard and played well.
Absolutely, because recent years Charleston has just owned them, and to go in there and they showed a lot of fight tonight, and that's what I said about I told Coach Stires this off camera. Man, your team could have laid down, and this could have got away from you. But anytime you show fight, you can stay in these football games, and he was appreciative of that. That's the best thing you can tell a coach, in my opinion, is his team's got fight.
That's right. Well, Alan, we got to get to it so we can wrap things up here on OTA. So we got to go.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man.
Bye. All right, so we're going to go to Mills and Pine Bluff. This is brought to you by Natural State Sports. They do a great job with their live stream. And looking at them tonight, they win 27-21 over the Pine Bluff Zebras. And this was one of the games that everybody was looking at tonight.
Oh, yeah. Big-time game, number 6 versus number 4 in our polls. And, man, come down to double overtime. Mills got the victory, a big bounce back after losing last week to Maumelle.
Yeah, that was a definitely a big victory for them. And going into Pine Bluff and winning that ball game, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of people that thought that that Pine Bluff was going to win this ball game tonight. I know a lot of people in Pine Bluff thought that they were, which Pine Bluff's a good football team. They're a fringe top 5 football team in the 5A.
A lot of talent.
You know, I throw Robinson in that mix when it comes to that. I think Valley View's in that mix. Obviously, Parkview's the monster in that league right now.
Shiloh.
Yeah.
I keep saying Conway Christian. Little Rock Christian.
Little Rock Christian is 6A, by the way, in that. You know, they're 6A
yeah,
football.
That's right, my fault.
5A something, 4A boys basketball.
Hot Springs, even though Parkview ran away from them.
Matt
they're
Contreras.
too.
Matt Contreras, good quarterback there.
He's got 2 great receivers to throw to. What is that? Brockington or something like that was the main wide receiver. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but he's got some great wide receivers, some D1 receivers.
Big,
outside.
tall kids. That's right. That's what Coach Bolding said to us after the ball game. They got D1 kids over there at the wide receiver spot.
Brogdon, I want to say.
Brogdon, maybe. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Anyway, you're seeing the highlights here between Mills and Pine Bluff. Thanks to Bill for pulling those right now. I mean, he's the man up at P Ridge doing the executive producing. All these things that you see, he makes this work.
All the graphics, everything, it's coming from him.
That's right.
Him. Couldn't do it without him.
That's right. So, as you see here, Mills and Pine Bluff, I think Mills ended up winning 27-21, and was it double overtime?
Yep.
Was it double overtime? Tough ball game, but good ball game there by both teams. And, both of those teams are going to be factors. I really, it's kind of one of them things, 5A, Parkview, Shiloh, and then who's after that? That's my question. Who's going to be 3-4? Who's going to be those semifinal teams that are going to challenge those two teams to not have a rematch in the state championship game?
Mills making a claim at that. Robinson, obviously, like we said, and Valley View, they're all up there. And Hot Springs right there with them.
That's right. All right. Let's see here. We haven't been to we've done 3A, we've done 4A.
Okay.
Let's go to 2A real quick. Top 10 in 2A. As you can see here, you got Mineral Springs. They have been rolling all year long, 42-6 over Dirks. Des Arc, you see that big victory, 66-64 over Mark Tree. Hazen gets another big win. Hazen's a good team, y'all. EPC's a good team. Bigelow's a good team. I mean, there's a lot of good teams. Murfreesboro, look at that, 54-0. I hear there's a little birdie that told me that there could be a live stream going down to Murfreesboro and Mineral Springs on Thursday night that the season closes.
Is that the last week of the season?
The last week of the season. There's just a little birdie that told me that.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm excited about that possibility.
Right? We got McCrory. We got Clarendon. McCrory wins over Clarendon 36-6. Conway Christian had a bye.
Bigelow.
Yep. Bigelow wins over Hector 21-7.
Man.
I mean, Hector, they've taken 2 losses in the last 2 weeks. Both tough games. I mean, you look at Conway Christian, you look at Bigelow. The problem now for Hector is that they fall into that probably 3-4 spot, or probably the 3 spot in that conference.
Last week's game, tough one. I've heard a lot of stories about some of the calls going down the stretch from the Hector people. You know, of course, the other side they're fine with it, but every time we get them in our top 10, they lose a little bit. So tough one again. And Bigelow's a good team. That quarterback they got down there, he's the real deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They've had a good program going on for quite a while
last
now.
Year, I mean, last couple of years really. But they continue to keep it rolling.
All right, so we've got. Let me look here real quick. I've got my phone up and I've got sound coming through it. Trying to mute it. There we go. Come on, mute. Okay, well I can't do that. I was just trying to look at some of our comments. We got Junction City over Smack over 33-20. Somebody's wanting to know who won the Two Rivers over Danville game, or Two Rivers and Danville. Candace Hinkle, she's always with us, says, let's go Elks. And I got to get this off here because the sound keeps coming through. So, have we touched on all? Have we got everything? Man, it's late. It's 11:20.
Rector giant win
Boy,
tonight. They put a whooping on
dude.
Brinkley, which is my dad's hometown. Well, I've said a billion times on
Right.
the show. But, Brinkley's in our top 5 and had a big win last week.
Man,
and Rector's for real. We saw
can't-
him firsthand last week.
Can't thank Rector
Henderson,
people enough.
The AD, their son, is an absolute stud.
Let me get
and,
this in,
he
too,
ain't the
before we
only
go.
one.
Let me get this in before
Scott.
we go here. I got to go into our drive. Man, there's too much. There's so much to do on this show. It's stupid. But anyway, let me go in here to our football drive. I'm sitting here talking myself through this. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get my Glen Rose and my Bismarck people in.
Yes.
They did great for us tonight. So Glen Rose, the Beaver Country Store, they sponsored us tonight. Tina's Hair Salon. We appreciate you guys being a part of what we're doing here. Family Farms and Christian Day Camp there. We got Stan May, man. A lot of people know Micah May. I'm sure there's some that are watching. Stan May. That's Micah's dad.
I had no
over
idea.
there. Okay.
If
you knew Mike, I didn't
even
know
if
you
you're
knew.
from Bismarck, and I know you lost to Glen
that's
Rose,
it.
that's a great place to go for a great pumpkin patch and Christian camp there. It was beautiful.
And so on the Bismarck side of things, we had J.A. Farms, LF Feeds, GBF Auto, which is the auto and towing I should have put in there, GBF Auto and Towing, Southern Concrete and Pumping, Ricardo's Cocina, Fisherman's Grill and Pizza. We ate there today. I'm going to tell you right now,
Still hurting.
that's a hidden gem in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah,
right
it needs
there.
to be on some of those lists of
That's it.
top places, little mom and pop places, and maybe some of the. That might be the best catfish I've ever had.
But, dude, it was. I mean,
Honestly,
it
was like
it
butter.
came out of the
like
lake.
butter.
I'm not kidding you. And the lake's just right down the road there. Bismarck Deli and Market and Sundays. We appreciate everybody
Yes.
that helped us. I'm telling you,
Can't do it without you.
That's right. So let me just throw a few things out here. We've got some business to close things out with. All right. First things first. 3A state volleyball tournament coming up. Valley Springs, October 24th through the 26th. If you'd like to sponsor that, we did 30,000 views on that last year. I think that we could possibly top that this year. It's so I'm about to try not to swallow a bug right now. We've got open dates right now for the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. We're trying to arrange our schedule. So, hey, if you want us to come over there, let us know. It really helps when teams and communities get behind us. And, man, we were able to bring some attention to your ball games.
If you like what we do, you like the stream,
Speaking
you like
of
the
that,
way
let me
we
see.
commentate, we talk about your players. You know, we really pride ourselves in trying to talk about both teams. You know, we try to be unbiased wherever we're at, and we usually get a lot of love about that. So it's something this is just something that we love to do. It's a dream for all of us to get together and go around and call these games. And we're getting to watch high-level football all over the state of Arkansas. And, you know, two guys like us, it don't get much better than that, you know.
So if you like what you see, if we come to your community, we're going to call. We're definitely going to call. But, man, I'm telling you, we can't even tell you how much it helps what we do. It's amazing. And then the playoffs, you know, we can come to your school for the playoffs if you don't have a live stream or you want somebody to come like us over to the playoffs.
Neutral.
Man, the playoffs cost about $800 a game to do, just to say. So with that being said, I'm just throwing it out there. But we love to do this. We enjoy it. We appreciate you. And we're going to close it out tonight here from Bismarck, and we're going to get in the car and go home. I've got a 9 a.m. flag football game tomorrow, which I think is supposed to be like 41 degrees at. And, man, it was a great night here at Bismarck. Yeah, it was a great night here at Bismarck, and we're glad that you let us come here, Bismarck. And Rector last week, unbelievable last week.
Unreal.
And, man, we didn't get home till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
We're going to be pushing that tonight if we don't quit. So, anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Share this out with your friends and let everybody know about Overtime Arkansas. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week.